thank you. All right, I am calling the meeting of January 26th, 2021, the Legislative and Governmental Affairs Committee to order. A physical quorum of the members is not present. However, pursuant to Section 7E of the Open Meetings Act, members are permitted to attend remotely. Either one member of the committee, the Chief Administrative Officer, or our Chief Legal Counsel are physically present at the regular meeting location. In-person attendance and public comments are allowed, subject to attendance limitations required to ensure the health and safety of those who attend. Pursuant to the Illinois Attorney General's guidance to public bodies on the Open Meetings Act during the COVID-19 pandemic, dated July 2nd, 2020, county board members may participate without being physically present in compliance with the established provisions. So roll call, please, Teresa.
Member Chaplin? Here. Chair Desart?
Here.
Member LaPlante?
Here.
Member Renahan? Here. Member Selman?
Here.
Vice Chair Zay? I'm sorry, you're on mute.
Sorry, here.
There you go. All right, thank you. Thanks, Teresa. All right, approval of minutes. I ask for a motion to approve the minutes of August 11th, 2020, Legislative and Governmental Affairs Committee meeting.
So moved, Chaplin.
Second? Somebody?
Second, Zay.
All right, thank you. Roll call, please, Teresa.
Chaplin? Aye. Chair Desart?
Aye.
Member LaPlante?
Aye.
Member Renahan?
Aye.
Member Selman?
Aye.
Vice Chair Zay?
Aye.
All ayes.
All right, that motion passes. Thank you. I ask for a motion to amend and approve. Do I have to just amend? To amend and approve the January 12th, 2021 Legislative and Governmental Affairs Committee meeting minutes showing that member Covert was in attendance.
Second.
All right. I'll be the mover there. Ashley Selman's the second. Roll call, please.
Sorry, who made the motion?
Dawn did. Member
Oh, she
Desart.
did. Okay, I'm so sorry. Chair Desart?
Aye.
Member LaPlante?
Aye.
Member Renahan?
Aye.
Member Selman?
Aye.
Vice Chair Zay?
Aye.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
All ayes.
All right, thank you. Do we have any public comments?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let me just say that individual remarks shall not exceed 3 minutes in length, nor shall the total time provided for all such remarks exceed 30 minutes in length.
Our first public comment is from Connie Schmidt of the Sierra Club. The subject is the Independent Watershed Group. Comment is as follows. Hello, as chair of the River Prairie Group of Sierra Club, and actually also chair of the Sierra Club Illinois chapter, I'd like to address you regarding the idea of DuPage County withdrawing from the DRSCWG, DuPage River Saltwater Creek Work Group. As I listened to the last legislative committee, part of the rationale given for the withdrawal was because DuPage County could access more grants to manage them on their own. There's no reason DuPage County Stormwater can't access grants on their own now, and I am indeed sure they do acquire a number of them for the valuable work that is done in the name of the county. Another concern mentioned was for lack of transparency. I'm thrilled that a member of the DRSCWG sits in the RPG board, and we are welcome to have a member of our board to sit in on their meetings. In addition, I'm aware that the staff member of DuPage County is on the board of DRSCWG. Also, there's staff from the water management organizations in both DuPage County and Cook County. It seems to me that this inclusive board offers a great opportunity for the many municipalities and other organizations to network and develop goals in unison to benefit healthy rivers and streams for all DuPage County residents. One particular issue that was raised was that of concern for the removal of the dam on the forest preserve property at Foldsburg Woods. Although this is forest preserve property and therefore our commissioners representing each part of the county making this decision, a rigorous process was determined to ensure public input. For this effort, there were a series of public forums to gather public comments, public speaking engagements to various interested groups, articles published in newspapers and newsletter, and outreach to stakeholders in the community. The information gathering went on for months to ensure many voices were heard. The decision made to remove the dam was to save taxpayer dollars and create a healthy stream for recreation habitat. Sorry, that error was in the original. In conclusion, I hope this item will be at the very least pulled from this agenda of legislative activities and further discussed independently, or better yet, shelved in the inactive file. That ends the comment. Our second comment is from Brooke McDonald, subject designation of the DuPage County as a watershed group. Beginning of the comment, the Conservation Foundation, a local not-for-profit working in DuPage County and adjacent areas for nearly 50 years on land and watershed conservation, is concerned and surprised with the legislative item to designate the DuPage County as a watershed group. All of the municipalities, stormwater permit holders, and wastewater entities in DuPage County, and many in the relevant areas in Cook County, are already in a voluntary watershed group called the DuPage River Salt Creek Work Group. This group has received national recognition for its work in local water quality management. Indeed, due to its success in reducing expenditure of local public tax funds while removing environmental outcomes, the group has been emulated in Will, Lake, and Southern Cook counties and is held as the national model for local watershed collaboration. The group has proven an excellent example of local collaboration involving municipalities, sanitary districts, forest preserve districts, townships, parks, districts, environmental groups, county government, and state level partners such as the Tollway and IDOT. The DuPage River Salt Creek Work Group has been successfully in improving our streams in a cost-effective manner for nearly 20 years and is governed by a board of directors that include representatives of local units of government, including DuPage County Stormwater. Additionally, at a recent public meeting on this subject, some comments were made that need clarification. It is not obvious what grants would be available to DuPage County as a watershed group that are not available currently. In fact, being part of the existing well-established collaborative makes the county and other partners more likely to retrieve grants. Lastly, in reference to the removal of Forestburg Woods Dam, this project was voted on by the elected officials of the DuPage Forest Preserve District, the site's owner, following an extensive and very transparent public engagement campaign. That ends the comment. Our next comment is from David Gorman. Subject is resolution designating DuPage County as a watershed group. As president of the DRSCW, I want to express my surprise at the proposed committee resolution to ask the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency to designate the county of DuPage as a watershed group. The county of DuPage has played an active role in DRSCW's executive board since 2005 and is an important founding member in the establishment of our 501c3 organization. Ours is a vast partnership that cooperatively and comprehensively seeks to understand and address the water quality impairments in our three watersheds from necessary dual perspectives of wastewater and stormwater. In addition, we critically include the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago on our board since two of the three watersheds include Cook County in addition to DuPage County. Our full and active membership includes dozens of municipalities, environmental advocacy groups, and professional firms. This type of partnership takes years to build, and the state and federal agencies recognize the DRSCW as a model for other watershed groups to follow. We have offered to present the county storm water committee and any other county committees that would like to learn more about the county's participation in the DRSCW and to provide an overview of the projects underway and in planning, many of which have the active involvement of the county staff and are made possible by DRSCW's members' own funds, which contributed voluntarily by the wastewater agencies as part of a unique NPDES permit condition that would have been negotiated with the EPA and environmental advocacy groups. This is a complicated arrangement, and we would certainly welcome the opportunity to explain further if so invited. And then he leaves contact information for reaching him. That's the end of the comment. Our last comment is from Margaret Mayer. The comment regards subject of HB 3653. The comment is the governor should be urged to sign the criminal justice reform bill. That ends the public comments for this session.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Under chairman's remarks, I was going to welcome and introduce State Senator John Curran and State Representative Deb Conroy to our meeting today. And the reason why I invited them is because Chairman Cronin reached out to me and suggested that some years ago, before I was on this board, we had a legislative breakfast where we invited all of DuPage County's legislators to a breakfast. And the board stopped doing that, but Chairman Cronin thought that it would be a good idea to have some of our Democrats and Republicans come in and talk to us from Springfield. So we hope to get Senator Curran and State Rep Deb Conroy back soon, hopefully by the February 9th meeting, but we'll see what their schedule entails. So a bit of business that we have to do. I'd like to thank Cheryl Marquet and her staff for all of their tireless work in putting together the DuPage County 2021 state legislative agenda. And I'd like to make a motion to amend the state legislative agenda that you have. I'd like to take out the 4th bullet point. I'd like to take out and table for now the designate DuPage County as a watershed group. I'd like to take that out because I've gotten new information. Just take it out until we can get more information. Can I get a second on that?
Second, Chaplin.
All right, discussion. I see Mr. Zay's, Vice Chair Zay's hand up.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. You know, I don't understand why we're getting this information. I mean, I think we were all at that meeting. I don't think anytime anybody said we were withdrawing from the Salt Creek River Group. We were just asking for the same authority to be able to seek funding from the state of Illinois that they have. I mean, their main focus is treatment plants and facilities, and we do much more with water quality through the rest of it. I mean, we have an IGA with them. They're supposed to be working with us and doing the science for Watershed, and we do the work. So no one said we're leaving, we're taking it over, we're trying to disband them. We're just seeking the ability to get that funding, which would benefit DuPage County because we might be able to get more funding if 2 of us are putting in. They might get it for one project, we might get it for another project, where the state might say, well, they've already got a project, so they're not going to get any more. The county gets one, Salt Creek River Group gets one. It's beneficial. So no one's looking to replace this organization. We're just looking to expand and get the same kind of funding opportunities that they have.
Thank you. Other comments?
Member Chaplin.
Yes, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. So the way the bullet point reads, it says DuPage County seeks formal recognition of the county as an official watershed group. So are you saying that we want to be our own watershed group and stay in with, excuse me, I have a frog in the throat, stay in with the DuPage Salt Creek River Watershed Group? Or because the way it reads, it sounds like we want to be seen as an official watershed group.
So to start,
We-
to start, could I, this is Cheryl Marquet. Could I,
Absolutely, please.
sorry to interrupt. We received these public comments late yesterday afternoon after 4 o'clock, but when we received them, Dana forwarded it to me. We forwarded them to Sarah Hahn. She was on the phone all last night with the DuPage River Salt Creek Work Group. They've worked out a compromise. And I sent all of you, I'm sorry for the late notice, but Sarah worked on it today, and it's an amendment to the existing language that's in the packet, which is the attorney said we could insert. So I'm going to let Sarah explain that if that's okay, Chair.
That's absolutely perfect. I'd love to have that. But that's one of the reasons, just so you know, one of the reasons why I amended to pull this for now, just to table it for now, because I received it at 1:15 this afternoon when we were in the long board meeting. So just to have more time to look at this over. But go ahead. Thank you, Director Hun.
Thank you. And thank you, sorry, Mr. Zay, Member Zay, not Chairman, since we're not in Stormwater. Sorry about that. So one thing kind of to clarify, Member Chaplin, is that written into each municipality and treatment plants NPDES permit is that they have to be a member of a watershed group. The DuPage River Salt Creek Watershed Group is a watershed group that only accepts membership for DuPage River and Salt Creek. Not all of DuPage County is within those boundaries, specifically areas up in Bartlett, down in Hinsdale. They are in other portions of other watersheds within DuPage County, so they don't fit into DuPage River Salt Creek Watershed Group. And so what the county is asking for is to become recognized as a watershed group. You don't have to pick one or the other. You don't have to necessarily pay fees for one or the other. It's that you have to work within the program of a watershed group. With these revised, with the revised discussion point that we put together collaboratively with the work group, it basically says that we will work together, including the work group coming down and talking to the EPA in Springfield with the county to help the county become a watershed group. And so again, this is a collaborative effort. It's something we've been working to be recognized as. Only 4 of the townships are currently members of the DuPage River Salt Creek Work Group. And so that leaves 5 townships that aren't currently members of a watershed group. And when they are audited by the EPA for their NPDES permit, they're going to have to show how they are a member of a work group. And so that's why we're asking for this.
Questions for Sarah Hun?
Yeah, could I just ask? So aren't there other watershed groups though in DuPage County?
There are absolutely other watershed groups in DuPage County. And again, every township is not necessarily members of those watershed groups. And we want to work collaboratively with all of them.
Other questions for Director Hun? Okay, there's a motion and a second on the table to amend our 2021 legislative agenda to pull this one item out temporarily. Any other comments or questions? Julie, Member Renahan.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like time is of the essence on this item. I mean, is there any way we can like pull it maybe and bring it back to the next meeting? Because I'd actually been in contact with somebody from the Watershed Group after receiving this. And I think their impression was that it was not going to come forward this afternoon, even though there might be agreements here. I'm not undermining what you're saying here at all. I'm just trying to make sure everyone's on the same page. I mean, this is.
That Member Renahan is my full intention. My full intention is to pull this today, get some more people in to have a conversation about this, including the DuPage County Forest Preserve, Sierra Club. I'm just mentioning some of the people who reached out to me over the weekend. Who else? The Conservation Foundation. Get Director Hun in and maybe have a special call meeting just about this one item. But for today, there's a motion and a second to pull this one item just today, and we can revisit it after we get more information. So what you're saying, Member Renahan, is my intention. Member Selman.
Thank you. I just wanted to quickly ask for staff, if we pass the rest of the agenda and hold this part out to reconsider, does that make it a cumbersome process for our staff? Because I know they usually then send this legislative package to our lobbyists or our representatives. So I just want to make sure that we're not putting a kink in their work plan here.
Thank you. Well, the process is the legislative committee, in terms of the state and the federal agenda, that is forwarded to the full county board for consideration. When we get to March and April, when the committee is just taking positions on bills, because time is more of the essence, those do not go to the full county board because we just don't have time. I would say for this item, I defer to Director Hun. I don't know if Stormwater wants to take up maybe a conversation on this. We're hoping that we don't need a bill, that we can just work with the Illinois EPA. But clearly I need some direction for our lobbyists to work with the governor's office to have them designated. So it's going to go to the county board on February 9th. If there's an agreement, we could certainly, I guess, amend it on the board floor at county board. It's up to the committee.
Okay, thank you.
And again, I just want to point out, we got this revised language at 1:15 today. So I don't know. I certainly haven't had a chance to read it. Member Vice Chair Zay.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I think it's not the old days where we're printing 40 copies of these. I think everything we send is digitally, so I don't think it'd be a problem to table it and get more discussion on it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Cheryl, can I just ask you real quick, would it be an issue, or is it possible to invite some of these people in, of course, Director Hun, and some of these other people, some of these other stakeholders, and have a special call meeting next Tuesday at, say, 1 o'clock? Can we do it that fast?
Oh, we have a committee, ad hoc committee on county board rules is next Tuesday at 1.
Oh. All right, can we pick a different day next week to have a special call meeting on this subject only?
If the board would like, yes.
Okay, could you just raise your hand and let me know, would you like to have more information and have a special meeting on this topic only next week? Raise your hand, please, if you would. Okay, great. We'll schedule something for next week then. Thank you so much. So the motion on the floor is to amend our 2021 legislative agenda, and we have a second as well. So let's take a vote, Teresa, if that's okay.
Chair to start.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Freeman,
Aye.
Vice Chair Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin. Aye. All right.
Then I make a motion to approve the 2021 DuPage County State Legislative Agenda as amended. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Chair Desart,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Vice Chair Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin. All ayes.
Okay, so that motion passes. Thank you so much. With the passage of the state agenda, we'll be working to develop the DuPage County federal agenda and have that to you later in February. And in the meantime, we will set up a special call meeting next week sometime to talk about the Watershed Group. Do we have any old business? Do we have any new business? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Selman.
Second, Zay.
Thank you. Roll call, please. Roll call, please, Teresa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Member Selman,
Aye.
Vice Chair Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin. Aye. Chair Desart,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Renahan.
Aye.
All ayes.
All right. Thank you all. We'll see you next week sometime. We'll get that notice out just as soon as we can so you can plan for it. Thank you.
Thank you.